believe the power of athletics can be broken down into three things. The experience it gives to us, the behaviors that it demands from us, and the beliefs that it instills in us. So with that being said, I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate all of the individuals, athletes, and the teams being inducted into the Milford Hall of Fame class of 2018. All of you should be extremely proud of your accomplishments and know that you brought tremendous pride to New Milford High School. I am a New Milford graduate as well, by the way. So Joe said I had about 3 minutes to tell you about Dennis Calacione.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen in 3 minutes. And I knew that it would be a very difficult task. Dennis is undoubtedly one of the greatest athletes who have ever graduated from New Milford High School. He was an exceptionally talented three-sport athlete: football, basketball, and track and field. From the very first day that I became the head football coach at New Milford, I was keenly aware of what a special player Dennis was going to be. And if you ever had the opportunity to see Dennis play, he exceeded all expectations. In order to win in athletics at any level, you have to have more than just ability. And Dennis had exceptional ability, but what set Dennis apart, that he was such a ferocious competitor. When you watch Dennis compete on the field, or the court, or the track, there was never any doubt what the outcome would be. In Dennis's mind, second place was never an option. As his coach, one of the things that always impressed me was when the competition was at its toughest, is when Dennis performed at his best. There's not one instance where I can ever remember Dennis shrinking in the face of competitive challenge. I'll give you an example. In 2001, we had just finished the regular season 8-0. We were qualified for the state playoffs, and we're going to play for two very, very good football teams, Beckton and Presskill. And both those teams had tremendous wide receivers. And we were in a staff meeting, a coaching meeting, and I said to my staff, we're moving Dennis to corner. And they looked at me, and they said, this is a kid who's a first-team all-county defensive end. I said, he's got to play corner. It was a very heated discussion for about 45 minutes. But Dennis went to corner. And about an hour later, I was looking over at the defensive back coach, and he was writing all these notes down. I said, what are you doing? So I'm taking notes so I can coach Dennis. I said, don't coach Dennis. I said, leave Dennis alone. Let Dennis go and be the natural athlete that he is. I said, if we coach him, we're going to ruin the whole plan. So, in those two games, Dennis performed beyond expectations, shutting down both of those athletes. But I think more importantly, it speaks to his unselfishness and his love of competitive challenge. Like many coaches, I've often been asked that question. Just like Coach Cetera has. Coach Cetera and I go way back. Who's the best athlete you've ever coached? It's always difficult for coaches to anoint any single player, not wanting to do an injustice to the other players and their ability. But after 26 years of coaching high school football, there's never any hesitation in my response. Dennis Calacione. Dennis is one of the most highly decorated athletes in the history of New Milford High School. As the 2001-2002 New Milford High School Athlete of the Year, Dennis was a three-sport athlete who excelled at a time when many athletes were beginning to specialize in a single sport. For a small high school like New Milford, Dennis's participation was essential to his success, not only of the football, basketball, and track teams, but to the entire athletic program. If you asked Dennis what his best sport in high school was, I'm not quite sure how he would answer. But if you ask me, it was whatever sport he was playing in that particular season. Dennis was a 4-year letter winner in basketball, scoring a New Milford record 1,183 points, and pulling down over 500 rebounds, and was awarded third-team All-County as a senior. Competing in track and field for track coach Ray Harrison, Pap Harrison. Dennis was a 3-year varsity letter winner who still holds 2 New Milford High School records in both the 400 intermediate hurdles and the 110 high hurdles. As a junior, Dennis earned first-team All-League in 3 different events and was a league, county, and state sectional champion in both the 400 intermediate hurdles and 110 high hurdles, setting a high hurdle school record of 14.3 seconds. During his senior season, Dennis completed an outstanding career on the track as he was awarded first-team All-County in the 400 intermediate hurdles with a school record of 55.6 seconds. As a 3-year letter winner and an All-League honoree in all 3 of his varsity football seasons, Dennis was one of the most dominant football players in Bergen County at any level during his senior year. That dominance was recognized as Dennis was named first-team All-County defensive end in 2001. He played in both the Bergen County Football Coaches Association All-Star Game as well as the North-South State All-Star Game. And Dennis was the catalyst in helping the Knights win a league championship during his senior season as we went undefeated in the regular season. And we fell 1 game short of an appearance in the state championship. Dennis holds school records in career receptions with 106. Before I even get into his, I will publicly admit I didn't get him the ball enough. He likes to occasionally text me and let me know and remind me of that. He holds school records in career receptions with 106, single season receptions with 54, career receiving touchdowns with 20, single season touchdown receptions with 9, and career sacks with 19. After high school, Dennis would go on to have a tremendous college football career at Iona College. He would be named second-team All-American in 2003 and would end his collegiate career with 156 receptions, 2,998 receiving yards, with 25 touchdowns. The ironic thing about all those eye-popping statistics is that Dennis never cared about stats. One of the things that I most admired about Dennis was how much he cared about his teammates and how much he cared about winning. And trust me when I tell you, he was a winner. Never mind about his ability as an athlete, that was pretty obvious. What was really noteworthy about Dennis was his heart, his competitive spirit, his toughness, his leadership. Those are the things that inspire his teammates. He exuded confidence, and he transmitted that quality to his teammates. As I look back now, I'm very proud to have coached Dennis, and I'm honored to present Dennis for induction into the New Milford Hall of Fame, class of 2018, Dennis Calacione. I'm Italian, we're gonna hug.
Thank you, Coach DeSalvo, for that amazing introduction. I asked Coach to be here tonight because he's much more to me than just a football coach. Coach DeSalvo was the most influential person in my life, helping me get through school and into college. Coach D became the head coach my junior year. One morning he pulls me aside and he says, "What are you doing? You're never getting into college at this rate." I was skating by doing the minimum. He taught me about the NCAA clearinghouse and what I needed to do to be eligible to play college sports. He worked with my teachers, guidance counselors to get me into all the classes that I needed. Without Coach D, I don't know where I'd be today. I should probably also mention he's one hell of a football coach, leading us to a league championship in 2002. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for honoring me tonight. Big thanks to Athletic Director Coach Riccadelli for putting this great night together. I'd also like to congratulate all the other inductees. I'm honored to be acknowledged here this evening. The athletes in this room accomplished a lot of amazing things. Not bad for a small Group 1 public school. Another one of my coaches is here tonight. It was a huge influence on me. That's Coach Calacione. I never had a coach as passionate as you. Literally, this guy set the record for most technical fouls in a season. He used that passion and drive to turn the boys basketball program around. As a freshman and sophomore, we maybe won 5 or 6 games total. When Coach Cash came on board my junior year, we had back-to-back winning seasons and made a deep run into the state playoffs as one of the lower seeds. Your impact changed the culture of the Milford basketball program for years to come. You also talked my parents out of sending me to military school, so thank you for that. Ray Harrison. He couldn't make it tonight, but he's probably one of the greatest track coaches in New Jersey history. Happened to know how to recruit athletes and get the best out of them. Do you know how he got the best out of me? He would chase me around the track in a golf cart. I knew very little about track when Hap first persuaded me to join. Because of what he taught me and how he pushed me, I finished with multiple records and first team all-county honors in both the intermediate and high hurdles. The one thing all my coaches seemed to have in common was that the players wanted to play for them. We didn't want to let them down. We looked up to you. We wanted to win for you. And that's what makes a great coach. I remember very few moments on the court, shots or catches made, wins or losses. It's the moments with your teammates in the huddle or in the locker room that I remember most. And those moments have created lifelong friendships. The class of 2002 had many great athletes I'm still very close to this day. 2 of my best friends are here tonight. John Martobin, who was first team all-league running back on our championship football team. And Jay Eagleson, who was co-captain with me on the basketball team, who still holds records in 3-point shooting. My wife Jessica's here tonight with her family. We just got married this past November. Jessica went to New Milford High School as well. Even though she wasn't into sports back in the day, she's my biggest cheerleader now. My sister Julie's here with her fiance. She was a great athlete at New Milford as well. She was a standout in softball and volleyball. And bowling? Finally, my mom and dad. Thank you for being so supportive of whatever I wanted to do. My parents never missed a game, basketball, football, AAU tournaments. Excuse me. My parents even came to track meets. I'll never forget, I was warming up for one of the first races of the season, and my dad says, "Hey, Dad, I don't get it. Where's the ball?" From driving me to practice, paying for uniforms, equipment, and camps, my parents did it all. This extended into college, where even before my freshman year began, they had booked hotel rooms in Pittsburgh to continue the streak of never missing a game. I'm sorry I was such a pain in the ass all those years. Now I understand the sacrifices you made. Thank you very much. Thanks again for the honor, and hit him with the honor.